Now, is Prince Harry right to blame the press for the rift with his family? That's what he claims in a new documentary airing tonight. This is what he said.
That your determination to fight the tabloids destroyed the relationship with your family.
I think there's, that's certainly a central piece to it. But you know, that's a hard question to answer, because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press. I've made it very clear that this is something that needs to be done. It would be nice if we, did it as a family. I believe that, again, from a service standpoint, and when you're in a public role, that these are the things that we should be doing.
So he believes his legal crusade against the tabloid press was central to the breakdown of his relationship with his family. What do you think about that, Mike?
No, I think the reason his relationship with his family is broken down is because he betrayed his family in a very horrible way.
What do you think, Carrie, about this? You on Harry's side?
I think that there is an entanglement between the royal family and the press, for sure. That is definitely, they are enmeshed in some way. And that is, I think, what Harry is saying. Let's just also add that he said it's certainly a central piece of it. He didn't say this is all to blame. It's a part of it. And he also goes on to say, wouldn't it have been better if we had done this as a family, to come and say, actually, we don't want that enmeshment. We want to be able to speak for ourselves and not have our phones tapped.
Look at them all there. We would say happier times. Andrew has somehow bustled in there. That was before the scandal, I think.
Yeah.
Harry was there, the Queen was there. It was before the illnesses, the King's illness.
Absolutely.
Princess Catherine's
Just to pick
illness.
up on Carrie's point, you used the word enmeshment. I would say working relationship. There's always been a working relationship between the royal family and the press. When Diana was alive, and I was the news editor of the Daily Express, we knew where Diana was going to be all the time, because we used to get mysterious phone calls from people saying, oh, by the way, and if she had something to promote, a new dress or something like that. Now, that's the relationship between the press and the royal family. We don't chase you around if we know where you are sometimes.
So Harry says to his family, I'm really sorry, but my phone was hacked and I've been treated despicably, and they leaked Meghan's letter. I'm going to go after them, if necessary, for years. The royal family said, no, don't do that, because we need the press on side. Harry says, I'm going to do it anyway. You're blaming him for that?
No, I'm not blaming him for that. Phone hacking is criminal and it's offence, and any publications who did it should rightfully face the law. And they have. And huge amounts of money they've paid out, not just to Prince Harry, but to other people. But William, for instance, had a row with tabloid press and did an out-of-court settlement behind the scenes to try and get it sorted as quickly as possible. Why you have to go so public as Harry is, I do not know, unless...
Because he's on a mission.
He is on a mission. He's trying to justify why he has split so badly from the royal family. The royal family now won't talk to Harry because they know if they do, there's a danger that might turn up in print somewhere, and he is trying to find a reason to say, this is why it broke down.
It was such a sad situation that those two brothers, imagine if Diana was alive, seeing the two brothers not talking to each other, not even seeing each other if they're in the same city. Janae's in Leicestershire. Is Harry right to say this, Janae?
I completely agree with Carrie. Let's go back. I've read Spare. I've done a little bit of research into what we're going to be discussing today. Harry's phone was tapped about a few months after his mother died. The family never came out and said anything to the media to back off Harry. His mum had just died. Around the same time, Camilla Parker Bowles then, her son was accused of also doing drugs. He wasn't splashed around the paper. He was protected. Harry has every right, as does Baroness Doreen Lawrence, as does Hugh Grant, as does Paul Gascoigne, and all the other people featured in this documentary, to stand up for us. No person should be having their phone hacked. There was even Caroline Flack's mother telling LBC a few months ago how they were hiding under her daughter's car because she was dating Prince Harry. The press in the country needs reform, and I'm happy that Harry's doing it. And the royal family is not all sweet and innocent. Jasmine Dotterwile was on this programme, and she said she knows for a fact that stories about Harry and Meghan were given by Kensington Palace, i.e. William and Catherine.
Well, I think that's probably
let's
true.
not pretend that their family is really white.
No, that's fair comment. And I think where it all went wrong myself is that after that fairy tale wedding of Harry and Meghan, they became the stars. Excuse me. And the royal family couldn't accept that, and maybe William and Kate couldn't.
I think that's too harsh.
They started a bit of briefing, or their people did, and it got out of hand.
Bad briefing.
And it got out of hand.
I think that's a bit too harsh. I think
Meghan's press was terrible after that.
I think there's an element of what you say, but I also think that the expectations of Harry and Meghan to rise to the top of the royal family as the new sort of Diana figure didn't happen because the royal family works on historical tiering and they could never rise to the top.
All right, OK. Thank you, Sinead. Gertrude, brilliant name, in London. Hello.
Hello there. Well, I can tell you what the previous lady said as well, that Harry has based when he was 12. There was an agreement after Diana died to leave the boys alone while under education. And there is on BBC iPlayer a documentary which is about the princess and the press.
Oh, yeah.
And in there is a private detective saying that he was immediately commissioned from News of the World to follow Harry and leave Will alone because he was not selling. And he was basically said the press was ruthless. They wanted everything. And that was in the period with Chelsea Davy. And that was one of the cases that Harry won. He got a lot of information there. But what happened is the palace did not come out and say, I thought we had an agreement.
That's it. And yeah, because the palace are probably, like most people, scared of the press, right? So they think, well, they'll always back down.
This is also what Anna Pasternak, not her. There was another journalist who have written an article, and then William and Kate sued, and then the lawyers, the palace lawyers, they got it was Chatler, and she got a call from Chatler and saying that they have sorted it all out now. I
don't know what. I'm sorry. We're going into a sort of cul-de-sac there. I'm so sorry, Gertrude. I couldn't understand. Yeah, I mean, it's a feeding frenzy with the royal family, and it must be very nasty for them, mustn't it?
I think that we build people up, don't we? We watched Harry and Meghan's wedding. I watched it every last minute of it and loved it. I thought, this is wonderful. What a wonderful
This is the 21st
moment.
century.
Yes.
And then it fell apart.
And then it did, to me, feel like the press just were relentless with these guys.
What was going on?
And so who is providing the press with these stories? What is that enmeshment? And then, and if we're saying, no, we want to actually have them respectable people that we like. We might want to like them, but we're not allowed to like them because we are relentlessly told they're horrible, they're awful.
But the love this country showed for Meghan was enormous at the wedding that you're just describing.
Why did it turn?
So why 18 months later did she decide, I don't like Britain anymore? I'm now told she's not coming back to this country until 2027, the Invictus Games that Harry's in charge of, because she so now loathes this country. I mean,
I'm not surprised.
What kind of response is that?
She's had terrible coverage. And so I suppose whoever was briefing against Meghan, she'll go to an event and she'll smile at everyone and she'll do something nice and they'll say, oh, behind the scenes she was really cross with everyone. And that becomes the story. Yes. And she just took her down. Whitney's in Reading. What do you think, Whitney?
I think they are a bunch of noisemakers.
Who are?
Attention, Harry and Meghan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When they were leaving, they said they were moving on a freedom flight. They said they were going for freedom. They needed their privacy. But every single day, they keep on making noise, needing attention, suing people up and down, and saying this about the press has done this, especially Harry. He constantly needs people's attention because maybe Meghan is not giving it to him over there in America.
Let me see what Angela in Gloucestershire, do you agree with Whitney?
I agree with the lady before. They do build everybody up in this country and they do knock them down, and that's precisely what they've done to Harry. I get so upset about it. My husband drives him mad. I live right by them, mind. I'm 5 Mars man and 7 from Charles. And I'm sick to the back teeth of them all. The way they've ganged up on Harry like they did with Diana.
Yeah.
OK, Harry's not perfect. But he's right to blame the press.
Well, Mike disagrees with you. You don't think they ganged up on him?
No, I don't think they gang up on them, Angela. You've got to remember the royal family are a public institution in this country. It's been around for a millennium. And there has to be access from the public to the royal family. And traditionally, that's always been done through the newspapers. It's an arrangement which both sides have worked happily with since the Second World War. And then all of a sudden, you know, Harry comes in, he's a breath of fresh air with Meghan, but then I think their demands, you know, within the royal family to be treated as superstars of the family backfired on them.
She could do no right and then she could do no wrong.
I don't get this point you're trying to make about them. The thing is, this is what this family, they operate. They build them up. You want to think back to the 70s when Anne married
Mark Phillips.
And do you know what Charles used to call him? Foggy, because he was thick and wet. That's how they treat incomers into this family, and that's what they've done to Meghan. They're trying to destroy them, and the press is helping them.
They're not trying to destroy them, Angela. What do you mean they're trying to destroy them?
Why don't they stand by them then?
What do you mean? What do you mean they're trying to destroy them? Who is trying to destroy the royal family, an institution which is widely loved in this country? Nobody's trying to destroy anybody.
Briefing against Harry and Meghan. That's what she's saying.
No, we're not trying to destroy anybody.
You think so as well?
I think they are trying to destroy Harry and Meghan. 100%.
Why would they want to destroy them?
Well,
Carrie, why would they want to destroy them?
They can't be the stars.
You tell me.
Well,
you tell me.
You've got to tell me. You made the accusation.
Because if you look at everything that Princess Kate does, Princess Catherine does, she can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Meghan can do no right, even if she does exactly the same things. Yeah. There is, whatever you want to call that, whatever the narrative is behind that, whatever value system people have that they put on her, their own racism or whatever, there is bad press about Meghan and unendingly great press about
Thanks to all our